Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is the CharCole Sports Show, and guess what? We are back. It is September 3rd, 2025. It is Season 3, Episode 1 of the CharCole Sports Show. That's right, we are back once again. Thank you all for tuning in for another year. First up on our busy docket, we're going to do a quick recap of our summers, how everything went, since it's been since April since we last spoke to you guys. Then it's a deep dive. We're going to go right into sports. USD Athletics are fully into the swing of their seasons, and we'll recap everything that's happened up to this point, even a little bit of a preview heading into this weekend. Then we move into South Dakota high school football, where there's been a couple shakeups so far this season, but we're only on week 2, so a lot of crazy things can happen. Then it's the Vikings and other NFL talkers. As always, we wrap up with our picks of the week. Feel free to call in at any time. We're not sure if it works. We honestly didn't test it. We're trying to get our stream up. 605-658-6813. Buckle in because the CharCole Sports Show starts right now.
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm sure. And it says I'm muted. There we go.
Let's go.
Hey, so hopefully it sounds half decent right now. You did turn my volume all the way down on.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so all right, we are back. Season 3, Cole, Episode 1, here in the KAOR studios. We welcome you all listening live on the airwaves in and around Vermilion, South Dakota, as well as those watching from afar. If you are first-time listeners to the CharCole Sports Show, this is our third fall on the show now.
Yeah, it is.
And for the third straight year, we hope to bring you an hour of sports talk, high-level sports talk that we try.
We've upgraded this year, I guess.
We have. We're doing our best, and hopefully everything sounds good. We're changing things up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit different look, higher quality camera work, as well as a production standpoint as well. So, again, thank you to Cole Larsch for putting this together today. It looks really good right now. And if you see our names, if you're watching on YouTube, you will see our handles, specifically our Twitter/X handles. Under our names. And if you're listening on the radio waves or on it's not TuneIn app, is it? Is it TuneIn?
Yeah, TuneIn app.
The TuneIn app, you can go on YouTube if you want to watch the YouTube stream and look up the CharCole Pod or CharCole Sports Show Live, if you will. That's CharCole Sports Show Live. You should find it at the top of your YouTube search. So, Cole, let's talk about our summers a little bit. We're winding down the end of the warm days and starting to get a little bit more chilly. Really excited about that. And I think both of us excited to not have to wear, a T-shirt and shorts every day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the textbook definition of big boy weather right now. This is awesome. We're going to wake up on Saturday. Do you see the potential low for Saturday coming up? That's high 30s.
My type of day.
That is going to be so awesome. I mean, you know what that means. Football season's right around the corner, too.
That's right.
Is also what that means. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, summer was busy, of course, with my baseball season, but obviously wouldn't have it any other way. Got out to the campground quite a bit as well out west. So, I mean, and we are right into the swing of things. I mean, there are so many sports seasons going on right now. It's honestly impressive, if I'm to say the least. So I think this is going to be really good, really fun fall season. I mean, there's we're almost 3 weeks in already to a lot of these seasons, but I'm excited. Like let's bring this on.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. Hopefully the audio sounds good. Make sure I was going to say switch that a little bit closer. So yeah, excited to be here. That's for sure. Excited to have the opportunity to not only be in the studio at this time in this time slot, kind of a premier time slot. I'm kind of glad we got this time slot. Looking at it, going back to 3 years ago, we were a little green around the edges, if you will. And we were lucky enough to be in front of the great Tavin in the nosebleeds, and Tavin has since moved on to do some pretty cool things. And
he's I gotta look exactly because I was just thinking about that.
He's in California.
He's doing all kinds of colleges this year. He's going to, of course, LinkedIn. As good as it might be, is one of the worst things to try and navigate
at this hour.
Yeah, he'll be broadcasting games at Pepperdine and Loyola Marymount.
That's pretty cool, actually.
As well as Concordia University Irvine. So he's covering 3 colleges right now out in California. He's a dog.
He is a dog.
I mean, he's
getting to do some pretty fun stuff.
He is. That's
awesome. State as well. So pretty excited for him. But the reason I bring Tavin up is because last year we didn't have a slot behind us, but this year we do. And I don't think I'd rather have any person behind us.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce for the first time on the KAOR airwaves that the Locker Room Sports Show will be the time slot after ours, Wednesday nights beginning. I mean, I told the host of the Locker Room Sports Show, and you did as well, that it's probably not starting until 7:05, 7:10, and they're just fine with that. So I just asked him. There will not be a show today, but next week, expect a show right after the CharCole Sports Show, and that show is the Locker Room Sports Show, brought to you by Ethan Ladke.
There you go.
Expect to see your mic's muted. There you go.
Yeah, we go. I got like 9 things going on right now.
But no, it's really exciting stuff. And I don't think I could think of a different person to fill in Tavin's time slot.
Oh, yeah.
I want Ethan to know, and I sent him the link, that if you're watching, Ethan, you have a lot to hold up to. That time slot is pretty special. At this day, at this hour, not having a show last year was kind of I was happy about it, because you can't take that time slot a year after. I mean, one of the GOATs. If you were to have a GOAT tier list of KAOR, I think you'd put Heath Nemke up at the top, as one does.
Yeah. He hit an 8 a.m. morning show 5 days a week
right
all year. Sitting right here. I mean, the seat might have been moved. No, it was different because the table was this way.
Right.
Back.
Because you could see the pictures on the wall.
Yeah, right.
And anyways, change of scenery in here as well. We'll get to that in a minute. Some different colors in the studio this year. As Cole, we actually have the ability to move cameras around a little.
We do
this year.
Let us know how you think. Also, by the way, that again, first episode, we're going to be all over the place. If you're watching on YouTube and you put something in the chat, I can bring it up.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Onto the screen.
Darcy Larsch, our number one. It says number one fan too. That's sweet.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Appreciate you tuning in, Darcy. We're great to have you back as well. Our great viewers. We're nothing without our viewers and listeners, especially those listening. So we don't want to just say that this show is based for YouTube, right? I mean, we put a lot of work into the YouTube aspect of it, Cole, but it's really cool to have those listening on the airwaves as well. I mean, this is an FCC regulated radio station.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to be in this position, have things, work the way they do. And again, big thanks to the Al Neuharth Media Center, the Department of Media and Journalism, John Thayer, the advisor for the KAOR practicum. None of us are in the practicum. He and I are not in the practicum. We just do this out of the love of the game. So, happy to be back for sure. Fun summer. Really excited to be back in the KAOR studios here. 91.1 FM.
Yep,
is your frequency if you're listening locally. I mean, we appreciate you tuning in.
Absolutely. A lot of people, a lot more than we think, listen to this sucker out there. I know Michelle Van Manen, if she can get it on the west side of Yankton, she'll be listening.
Well, that's sweet, man.
Today, so
should have sent her the link.
Still could.
Still could.
Probably.
Shout out Michelle.
Yep.
So yeah, not a new chair necessarily, but Michelle retired, and I mean, you'll still see her around. That's for sure. She'll be over here for volleyball games. I would expect to see her.
Oh yeah,
next week.
She'll be here next week.
So excited to see her, and if I'm planning on going to that game, I'm going to talk to her and see how she's doing. But
yeah, I wish I could for either of those Thursday, Friday games.
She might come up and see you.
Well, no, I've got high school on Thursday, high school volleyball Thursday, high school football Friday. It's the only game I got is Saturday, and we got the football game right before it on both weekends.
She'll be there for both.
Oh yeah, of course. There'll be plenty of time, but it'll be might be a little packed for scheduling purposes, but that's okay.
I got a little bit more Michelle than most did this summer. She taught my online class this summer.
That's right,
so
yeah.
I got her last hoorah, and she was great. Love Michelle. So shout out Michelle, and shout out to everyone here in this building as well, because we don't, technically have a hired chair of the department right now. We have an acting chair. So I think a lot of props needs to be given to the entire staff here.
Yeah.
In the media and journalism department. They're doing great. I mean, without having a chair, I think that faculty meeting probably is different, with not having Michelle in it, as she's been there for the time that she has been. But they hired another professor in the department this year to kind of fill a little bit of a gap. And I think that she's doing well from what I'm hearing. So it's exciting stuff. I think we're probably one of the first shows other than Grady's show to maybe do a show.
Yeah, Grady had a morning show on
last Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday morning show on Labor Day. Yeah, and
so that was pretty fun. And so yeah, if we're not breaking the news to you, hopefully we're not breaking the news to you. But changes here in the media center is what we're saying.
Yep.
And we're happy to be here. Number one, but number two, we're excited to see what's coming of this as well. And one more thing, we're kind of all over the place. Really wasn't scripted, but
as we always, as people know through the first 2 years, we always are.
That happens. But this year marks the 40th anniversary of this very radio station.
Correct.
And with that, there will be a party, get together, and whatever else, which I'm sure we'll hear promotions for. If you're a resident of Vermilion, you're more than invited. If you're not a resident of Vermilion, you're more than invited. If you have even listened to KAOR or participated or anything like that, we invite those of the community. It will be the Thursday of D-Days here, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I know the date more than I know the location. I know it'll be in Vermilion somewhere on the Thursday of D-Days, because that's just always how it is. And I took part in some of the scheduling for that last year, and
that's right, because you were in the event marketing class with Chuck.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's more of a plan put in place. It was actually told by Michelle in that class that these pitches would be given to the new chair. Well, if there's no new chair, is it the acting chair that gets to make these decisions? Well, does the acting chair necessarily have, I'm sure they have the best intentions for the party, but I mean, the knowledge that our current staff has is above and beyond of what someone who's coming in with 1 year is. So, I mean, I think we're going to be able to put something together that's really exciting. So again, the Thursday of D-Days, the 40th anniversary of KAOR 91.1 FM in Vermilion. We're really excited. Come down. There'll be food, drinks, all sorts of fun activities. I'm sure there was the potential of merch, which if we're getting merch, or if there is merch, we're getting merch. We need to get some KAOR 91.1.
Yeah, we
shirts.
got to.
We got
to. Might not even wear it. Just got to frame it.
I know, for real. So yeah, anyone who's ever been associated, or if you're just a fan, you're a listener of the station, you have been, there's a lot of folks in this town in Vermilion who listen to KAOR frequently. You're invited. It's really exciting, and it's an ode to the last 40 years of this very station. Cole, exciting stuff happening this year, happened over the summer. Let's talk about some sports, unless you got anything else.
I don't have anything else. Let's roll. It is USD sports season. They are all in full swing, all but technically tennis and softball have not competed yet. Their seasons are just starting. Softball is obviously the out of schedule, but first big sport that we've got, we're going to start on the football side of things. As many of you may know, it was a tough game on Saturday, 55-7 loss at Iowa State. Now, before we get into this statistical breakdown, which is just going to be a lot of Iowa State stats and probably not very many USD stats other than the one touchdown by Lorenzo Fenner, we just got to step back and we have to remember that this team is a top 20 team in college football that we played at their place. It was not their season opener also. It was our season opener. It was their second game, and an ugly game against Kansas State, by the way, so they're taking it out a little bit on us. And our entire defensive secondary had barely played because the one veteran guy we were bringing back was a late scratch due to injury. So, again, take all that into consideration. It's obviously a tough loss, but they are ranked number 16 this week for a reason. 55-7.
Yeah, so to break this down a little bit, I had the opportunity and the privilege to be in a class with, I think there's 12 football players in there, and of the 12, I think 10 of them play and 8 of them are starters. So, Joey Nelson got him to talk yesterday in class, and it was pretty funny. Kind of had a weekend recap, talk about the triathlon team. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but shout out to the triathlon team. Did very well out in Hot Springs.
That's what I heard.
A 4th place finish, and she was 17 seconds off of winning it.
Wow. So
that's pretty sweet. As I'm trying to get a pick put in right now because I forgot to do my high school football picks for the end of the show. So Joey asked him what happened, and they're like, all right, well, they scored. It's USD's defense is known for giving up a big play on the first drive. That's just what they said. They said that,
Yeah. Well,
and
you look back to last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had the big play, and then they scored, and then we went down and we scored, and then they went down and they scored, and then we went back. We were driving, and then Bauman threw a pick, and the players, they were laying this out, and everyone was listening in class. Said after that pick, we felt a little shaky, but we felt like we were still in it. And then they went back down and scored. We were down 2 scores. And we got the ball back, started moving down the field, another pick. And with a little bit of time left in the half, and then they got a 63-yard field goal hit on them. And they said they walked to the locker room, feeling, instead of being down, getting the ball back, scoring before halftime and getting the ball back after half, you're tied up. Now you're 63-yard field goal behind and 2 touchdowns. So all of a sudden you're looking at a big deficit. And paraphrasing LJ Phillips in class, they didn't feel very good about themselves at the half. And I don't blame them. So to put it nicely, I think that Iowa State's good.
Yeah.
And they're a very professional team. They've played already this season, as you mentioned.
Yep.
But the one thing that the players continued to say is that there was one man who made it happen, and one man that the USD Coyote football team will not have to play for the rest of the season, and that's Rocco Becht.
Yeah,
that guy's good.
Really good.
And I think he was the main difference in that ball game. So when Rocco Becht is not lined up against the USD Coyotes in the game on Saturday in Lamar, they will be a little bit more prosperous. That's all I have on that game. I asked John Thayer yesterday while you were there, Cole, do you think the offense got to a point where we decided to hold some things back, not show it on film, and just cut our losses? He said that he did not believe so. That is interesting. And Cole, you heard that conversation. What did you take from that?
I mean, it kind of makes sense because, it's not like you got to try some stuff. I'm not saying they showed everything, but you can't just go out there down 30 points ago. Yeah, we're just going to go handoffs at the middle the rest of the game and keep our offense basic. Like, you want to go out there. This is arguably the toughest defense you're going to play all season, arguably. Depending on who you're going to end up facing.
For sure, the best
later in the
secondary.
season. Yeah, exactly. So, like, if you want to try some things and see how they work against a really good defense, that's your time. Like, then at the end of the day, if you try a trick play, and it gets picked off for a pick six, what's that matter? Like, it just goes to 55-7 instead of what would have been, maybe lower if they just don't try stuff. I don't see why not. I mean, you might as well. There's no real downside to trying it. And you're going to say, oh, it's going to be on film. Everything you do, no matter what's going to be on film.
Sure.
So, like, just show it out there once, and then if they show a lot of stuff, then these teams, like Lamar this week, just lost by 50. Now they got to prepare for a South Dakota team that has a really aggressive offense and can do a lot of things. And then
sour taste in their mouth.
And the defense is going to come out and say, we just allowed 55 points last week. We're going to try to get that 0 on the board all game. So now the other teams have to worry about that the rest of the season.
I see where you're coming from. At the same time, and our players made a note of this as well. We had one returning starter on the defensive side. We had a few on the offensive side. Does that last game's performance give you any cause for concern when it comes to, maybe the players hadn't played, organized football since high school, a few of them, but how many transfers were out there? I know playing with each other and having cohesion is important, especially when you're playing against a team who's already played a game against a pretty high-quality opponent. It doesn't matter what UND did to K-State the week before. Does that concern you at all, that's the performance that we put out with – there's talent, and then there's talent and taking that talent and developing that talent into, a winning team, which I think Travis Johansson can do.
Yeah.
But – is there cause for concern after game one? Seeing I'm just saying, seeing that's the performance, and is there cause for concern that Aiden Bauman was just not quite Aiden Bauman when it came to a few of his passes?
Okay, multifaceted question. I'm going to give you a multifaceted answer.
I response.
So. Yes. Okay. So defensively, again, we got to remember this as a whole. Our starting safety, the guy with the most experience coming back, was out.
Sure.
So sometimes they definitely practiced for this, but I don't think they could have possibly just said, oh yeah, we're going to prepare that our probably best defender, best secondary player's out.
We should have asked John why that was a late scratch. He probably couldn't have told us.
They said it was injury. So again, there's no official injury reports in college. So you just kind of got to assume, but you also got to think too, that this is a top 20 team in college football. Right. We came into that game in where there's a guy that ranks every team from Division I to NAIA. We came in the high 80s. Now, some people saying a little low. This week we're 110. So statistically, going back to last game, Iowa State was roughly 60 spots ahead of us if they were to rank every team. So they're a really good team. Secondly, on the defensive side, your offense wasn't giving you much help. Again, long field goal in there as well, a couple interceptions. So there's not much you can do on that side of the deal. Defensive line and the linebackers looked good all game. The defensive line did, especially, in my opinion. Like, you don't have to go out there and get 70 sacks just to say the defensive line was good. Like, they didn't give up very much. But obviously, you look at the score and go, it's 55-7. They obviously gave up something. On the offensive side, we go back to what John Thayer said to us yesterday. There's Bauman doesn't have that trusty go-to guy anymore.
Right.
Carter Bell was his dude. It's like Kirk Cousins
was there too.
Like Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen was the guy. You wanted something short. You want to make sure you know exactly where he's going to be at. It's that crafty veteran type stuff. So he's going to get to developing that. And we might see later on in the season, especially after these next two games where you got Lamar and Northern Colorado, I believe it is, before you open up the Valley schedule. Those are some games where you can play some opponents closer to your level. Again, we should be much better than them. But again, you say closer to your level, and then it's going to work itself out. So defensively, they weren't getting much help. they're playing a top 20 team overall in college football. Stuff's going to happen. I just about got us banned on KAOR. I got to remember, we're on the air. Stuff's going to happen. Like, that's just the nature of the beast. I don't know. I'm not really concerned about our defense. Offensively as well, I mean, for as little of time as we were out there, the O-line looked good.
They did.
The O-line, like, that's a really good defensive. That's probably not a top 20 defensive line. That's a top 40 defensive line in the country. We didn't really. I mean, obviously, you're going to let up a couple pressures.
Sure.
It's going to happen. But overall, I don't think there's many plays, and I might be stealing this directly from Jerry Pileshi, joined our friends at the Howling podcast back on Sunday. Just like, it doesn't stick out to me that the offensive line was just letting people through and really blowing up plays. That's a good sign going up against an FBS defensive line. I don't care what team it is. It's an FBS defensive line. So I think we're going to be fine. It's game one, top 20 team. We're acting like a bunch of Nebraska fans right now, all right? There was not 7 holding calls that made us lose that game. There was not loud music that made us lose that game.
We're coping.
Well, exactly. It's exactly like when Nebraska loses. Everybody overreacts. We're fine. Take a step back. We're all going to be good. Let's go put 40 on Lamar. We're going to be fine.
Come back from Texas and be just fine.
Exactly. Bingo.
I want to make one note, and I was talking to you about this as well before, it wasn't before the show necessarily. But, we had some transfers make some impacts. In my opinion, I got to get his name here. I want to get it correct. Almarian Krim. A guy that
Big Krim.
A guy that came in last year. And his film was dominant, but it wasn't elusive. There's a difference between being dominant and elusive. At the level that he played before he's playing Valley football, he comes from Chattanooga, right? He comes in a very dominant run blocker, and I was very concerned. I think you maybe were a little bit too. What does that offensive line look like? Specifically, what's the left tackle position look like? You're replacing a guy that's now getting paid, $4.5 million to go play football at Cincinnati, right? So
unconfirmed, but 1.5, I think.
And anywho, a lot of money to go play football at Cincinnati. And so what does that position look like? Well, I think much of the game, Iowa State expected that he was going to be a liability. I think they went to the other side. I think they tried to pressure the right side more than anything. Is that because that's Bauman's backside since he's a lefty? I don't know. But I want to give a lot of props to the strength and conditioning coaches from USD, because what he looked like, what Big Krim looked like on Saturday looks a lot different than the film that I watched when we got him, because I saw his highlight reel. From what he looked like, from what he looks like now, his development and change is phenomenal. I'm really excited about him.
Yeah.
Very good get.
I think he's going to be huge for the rest of the year. Like you said.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's going to be important because, like you said, he's replacing a longtime left tackle in Joe Cotton, who got a bag to go to Cincinnati. It's going to be, like you said, we're just one game in. We've really seen you could probably argue, really see no real film.
Sure. Because
we're just getting stomped. Again, they showed some stuff. They showed some good stuff in there too, but I don't know. We're going to be fine. We move on. 0-1, we move on. A lot of season left. Especially if we're going to Nashville.
There's a lot we could talk about this game for an hour. So I think we should just maybe move on.
I think that's probably in our best interest. Again, that was the KAOR football 55-7 loss. It's going to be okay. We will rebound. We move on to the volleyball squad. They currently sit on the season right now, a 2-1 record. They played out in Bozeman, Montana for the Even Hotel Bobcat Invite, who again, shout out to the Howling Pack guys. was one of their eye charts of the week. You couldn't watch hardly any of the games, which is odd. But I'm also thinking to myself, I don't think we're going to stream all the games that we host here the next 2 weekends.
Really? Well, I see that UConn, the games coming up in UConn that we're going to, all of those are on a UConn subscription.
Yeah, they're on UConn Plus. That's crazy. I know. So I will not be watching any of them unless they're free, which I doubt they are. Here we go. Upcoming events. Oh, can't even click on it. What a great website.
See if our buddy Ethan Erdman can hook us up.
Might be able to. You never know. Shout out Ethan. I didn't get to golf against him this year. I was kind of disappointed. Unless he golfed against my team and I wasn't there one of the 2 weeks. I don't think so, though. But anyway, lost to receiving votes Oregon 3-1. Got the 5-set win over Montana State and got the 3-set sweep over Prairie View A&M. Again, 2-1 overall. Here's the deal about this Coyote volleyball squad. As I've gotten more into this preparation and stats watching type of deal, as I'm calling some of their games on the Summit League Network this year. So, again, big shout out to everybody behind the scenes letting me help out with that. I'm also doing some soccer as well. I know a lot less about soccer than I do volleyball, but I'll be calling some of their games. This is a young, I don't want to say inexperienced squad, but this is a squad that you're not really going to recognize. I mean, there's going to be a lot of interesting moving parts as we get early in this season. And that's kind of what we've seen so far in some games. Like some games, Amanda Lotion was really killing it out there in Montana. Ava Ball, the freshman, came in. I mean, she was balling, literally. I like that play. I've been waiting on that for a long time. And then sophomore,
you're going to use that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sophomores, Lauren Medic and Morgan Bodie as well. And it's just a really young front line all the way across the board for the most part. And then you get to the back row, you got, I believe, junior Avery Van Hook, the setter once again, and Cameron Ferris, the lone senior on this squad, if memory serves me correctly. So they're going to be, I don't want to use the word inexperienced because that's not the word. They've played almost 20 matches so far this season, just 3 of them official because their preseason's so long. And I have a lot of faith in Leanne Williamson. This team's going to...
I have high hopes for this team.
This year's team, if they can, by the time, but here's the deal: with all these challenges and stuff, all this weekend, that's fine. But once the Summit League schedule rolls around and you're traveling out to Kansas City, and then Oklahoma and Denver, and Brookings and North Dakota, once that kind of starts rolling in, then we're really going to see. But I watch out for this volleyball team this year. They're picked second in the preseason poll.
And I hate that.
I despise that.
So watching what little I have of our girls playing up at Montana State on ESPN Plus, and comparing that to last year, we go to Creighton, we play at Creighton last year in the NCAAs. We showed weaknesses, heavy weaknesses in our back row last year. Our front blockers, showed a little bit of weakness as well. But I think our back row was just so there's levels. I don't want to say there's levels to this, the volleyball, because I'm not extremely knowledgeable in the game. But watching us play against SDSU in the SCSC versus watching our girls go play Creighton on the big stage. There's levels to this,
Yeah.
There's a reason that Creighton, did so well last year at the end of the season in the NCAA tournament. So we have to be able to return and receive better than last year. I think that's a point of emphasis.
We brought in a lot of defensive specialists in the portal.
And exactly what I was going to say. So you take a look at that, and it's maybe a good thing, but the lone senior Cameron Ferris, I think, is a huge contingency point, and potentially someone who will be rallied around and will be viewed as a leader of this team. I think that if she keeps this team together, this could be one of the greatest seasons. And Leanne, Leanne just does her thing. This could be one of the greatest seasons Vermilion's ever seen in volleyball around here in a long, long time. Long time.
I think so. I agree.
What happened last year when we went down to Kansas City and beat SDSU to get to the get to the tournament? That wasn't a fluke.
No.
We had some things actually go wrong for us, believe it or not, in the 2 times we played SDSU previously. It took the third for us to finally figure it out. But I'm really liking about this team.
Yep.
I want to see them in person. I'm going to the first few games to get a vibe check, and then I will be able to base my bases off of that. I can't wait for Summit League play, as you said, Cole, because it's a grind. But more to come. Next Wednesday, we'll have you an even better idea what this team looks like, and we'll have a little bit more time to chew on it because we only got 25 minutes left in this show.
Well, again, and no show after us this week. So this is
Sure.
If we're going to run long any week, it'd be this week. But again, we got some things going on. Again, USD volleyball squad showing some good promise so far early in the year. Another USD women's sports team that is showing some good promise this season so far is the USD soccer squad, 3-1-2 before we get into the Summit League play. I don't know for sure, but that's got to be one of their better starts so far in the last handful of years, at least as long as we've been here.
Yeah, and picking up a nice win recently in Moscow, Idaho, against the Vandals, which I think we dropped last year when we played them. So you look at the schedule so far, Cole, and you're supposed to beat a team like Morningside, a draw against Eastern Washington, maybe not what you wanted, but it was in Washington, so you had to travel. You give it to them. I think the big one you can point at 2 big games, and they were back to back. A pretty nice win in Des Moines against Drake, 2-1.
Yep.
That's when I told you, I said, hey, is this soccer team legit? What's the story here? So I think they turned heads there. But then losing by 2 against K-State at home was the moment where we're like, well, we'll see. I don't know. Where do you think we're at, Cole? But we rebounded well, and I'm really excited to see where this team goes. I've never been to a soccer game, but I may stop by. There's a game this Sunday at 10:30, Cole.
Yeah, I got moved up to 10:30, so I got to be there bright and early, 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. But I'm only doing PA, so that is, in the realm of doing public address announcing, soccer is one of the simpler ones. It is. We got your pregame reads, of course, then starting lineups, then 45-minute halves, and all you announce are substitutions or goals. So you're basically just sitting there watching, which I love. Don't get me wrong, especially this week when I'm not going to be the one doing play-by-play for this game. I can just sit back and observe things that I might not be able to see both literally and figuratively because I'm standing right by a wall when I do the games for the Summit League Network. But
so cool.
It's going to be a non-conference game, so it's going to be a little interesting. Pushed it up a little bit earlier as well, probably so Northern Colorado can get out.
What time was it supposed to start?
It was supposed to be a noon game.
Oh,
no,
sweet.
It's supposed to be an 11 a.m. game.
Well, there you go. You're going to get 30 more minutes of football.
Oh, so it only got pushed back 30 minutes. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Question for myself as well as those students who may be listening on the airwaves or on YouTube. Do students get in free at soccer games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
I didn't know. Never really thought about that. Just figured I'd ask.
Yeah. I don't think they even check tickets.
Oh.
No, I think they do. Because there's somebody always at the ticket gate.
Sure.
I'm always there so early, an hour before every game, or 55 minutes before every game, as I usually am for USD games.
Calling you, wondering where you are.
Yeah. As I'm walking up, that has happened before. But yeah, no, it's free. It's free to enter.
Cool.
And this is a solid squad. Offensively, if they can hold possession, their one loss so far in the season was against a very good Kansas State team, who is very good.
It's a Big 12
putting
team,
a lot of pressure forward into the attacking half, but also has a goalie that is averaging like 14 saves a game. Now, in soccer, I'll enlighten you here, there's shots, and then there's shots on goal that actually get to the keeper. I think she's let up like 2 all year.
Really?
So she's very good. She won Big 12 Player of the Week the week before.
Really?
We played them. So, yeah, they're a solid squad. We're a solid squad. Watch out. But here's the deal about the Summit League. Very tough.
It is.
I did not know this until this year. started doing some more deep dives. It was a Midco Sports interview with the head coach, Michael Thomas. And they are impressively high on the RPI index as a conference. I did not know that. I don't remember the exact number, so I'm not going to try to say it. But they are up there with some competitive group of 5 conferences.
Cool.
And some competitive Power 4. So
that's cool.
They're going to be solid.
It's exciting.
Yes.
Exciting year. Shall we segue our 10-minute, negative 10-minute behind schedule here?
We're almost on time compared to some shows.
Right. I mean, it's only 10 minutes, right?
Exactly.
High school football is back, and we're excited. 2 weeks in for the 9-man schools and 1 for the 11s, 11A and up. And for those Vermilion folks listening, and you may be wondering, oh no, we're starting off to a bad year again. We lost. We're already on a 1-game losing streak. Do not get your hopes down. Yeah. In fact, I'm so high on the Tanagers right now that I think, did the Tanagers make the playoffs last year?
No.
They're making the playoffs this year. It's happening. And I'm not calling state championship or anything, but they just played the defending state champions, where with a new offensive coordinator, a new head coach, and they lost by 17 to the defending state champs while throwing 5 interceptions.
And they were in the game a majority of it. It was 28-18 for 2.5 quarters.
Once your offensive coordinator, Joey Nelson, settles in, and your quarterback, maybe throws less than, 2 interceptions, they're not, they play Lakota Tech this week, so, take that as you will. But I don't know who they have coming up after that, but I'm excited. Tanagers are a team to watch out for. And Cole, you had a good team this year, Cole.
I do. I'm looking forward to it. New coaching staff, a pretty young team as well. A lot of freshmen that won't see action this year.
Young coaching staff, too.
That is also very true. I should know who they play next after Lakota Tech. I feel bad. Oh, they play at Canton.
I was going to say Canton.
Canton, Madison, Millbank, Sioux Falls, Christian, Tri-Valley, Dakota Valley, West Central. So obviously a very tough schedule.
All right, let's break it down really quick. Start at the beginning.
So Lennox lost. Yep.
They'll beat Lakota Tech by a bunch.
Canton at Canton. That's going to be a tough game. That's
going
to be a test.
I think so, but I think they could keep it close. I don't think they win again. I could see it, but I don't think they.
I think it's going to be close. Yep. So then you host Madison on your homecoming. And Madison has always, the last couple of years, has gotten Vermilion just barely every game.
It's just because they're throwing so many interceptions. I did the game last year with Heath.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And it was because of the interceptions.
Yeah. Yep. At Millbank for their homecoming.
That's a win.
At Sioux Falls Christian.
Yes.
At USF.
I don't think
I hope we're doing that game because I want to call the game at USF. That'd be awesome.
That'd be sweet, man.
Hosting Tri-Valley.
They beat them.
Tri-Valley is solid.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they rebounded.
Yep, they did. At Dakota Valley.
That's a tough schedule.
It was always tough.
Gosh. How many games did they win last year? 2, 3?
Last year? Yeah. They went 3, 4, 5, 3 and 9. Lost the last one, just missed out of playoffs.
They played 12 games?
They played 9. You
said 3 and 9.
I meant 3 and 6.
Okay.
My fault. Misspeak. That was a misspeak.
Anyways, yeah. I'm high on the Tanagers. Higher than most.
Yeah. Last year, they defeated Lakota Tech, defeated Millbank, and Tri-Valley squeaked out one. And could have gotten Dakota Valley's 14-7 in that game. It was, again, close. But, again, you got to remember last year, Lennox state champions, correct? 48-13 was the first game. This one was 35-18, so closer. But, again, a lot of interceptions. And
the guy that
Katzer ran the ball. I mean, Katzer was an animal.
Yes, no question. No question.
He was an animal. That's undisputed. But yeah, they're going to be. I even put in my very first media poll vote, the preseason vote. I put in there a note in 11A. I said, "Watch out for Vermilion. Might not be this year, but next year they got like 25 freshmen this year.
That's crazy,
and a lot of really good not really good athletes, a lot of freak athletes. If they can stick with football, they're going to be really good.
That's cool. Exciting. Exciting stuff here for the Tanagers. Again, those playing in the Dakota Dome coming up. Cole, let's talk about the prep media poll real quick. You can run through it as you will. I'll stop you when I got a note.
I will breeze through it rather quickly. 11 AAA, no big shock. Lincoln still number 1. Brandon Valley a close second, though. They're actually tied for first in the vote last year.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I've got Lincoln number 1 for what it might mean.
What does Harrisburg mean to you?
Harrisburg's interesting. They're going to bounce back. It was a tough loss. That's the thing with AAA is your number 5 team might be 4-4 by the last game because they played like O'Gorman was last year, if I remember right, because they played and lost in like 1 or 2 score games to all the top 4 teams.
Well,
that's just the nature of AAA.
And you go to O'Gorman. I mean, O'Gorman, 1 by 1, I think it was. So,
yeah, it's close.
Like, how do you feel about that? I don't know how I feel about AAA right now. We're going to learn a lot. President's Bowl this weekend.
Yeah, we are. 11 AA. Pierre, of course, still number 1. Yankton T, Sturgis Watertown.
Pierre kept her closer than the guy would thought, though.
See, but that was an interesting game because it started at like 9:40 because of the lightning. Stanley County played earlier because they have turf, and Pierce Fields, for as good of a program they are, their field's not good.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware.
So there's AA. Class A, Sioux Falls Christian 1, Lennox 2, Del Rapids 3, with a first-place vote. Not sure who that guy would be, but
somebody. Who's that?
Not sure who that guy would be. Del Rapids, number 3. But somebody's kind of high on him and keeps voting him number 1.
We were high on them all last year. Remember that?
Yep.
That and Lennox. We were high on that Lennox too, and then they ended up going to win. Yep. Anyways, nowhere's a ball.
We know ball.
Nowhere's a ball.
We know ball. 11B, winner loses the regular season game for the first time since 2018. Yes. Shout out the first time they lost to the Mount Vernon Plankton Titans.
Shout out.
So this is a mess of a poll, by the way. Elk Point and Jefferson 1. They didn't play last week, and they moved up to number 1. I voted them number 1 also. Wagner number 2. St. Thomas More 3. I had that flipped. St. Tommy Moore's a tough team. I just don't like it. I can't. St. Thomas More is one of the rare exceptions because they actually play people.
Right.
But I just can't get over the hump of voting for teams that play a schedule that's all 2 and 6 teams. Mm-hmm. St. Thomas More is the exception.
And they always have been.
Yes.
But the difference between most, as we're saying 2 and 6 teams, there's a bit of an inference there. But St. Thomas More has won the state championship before. They have a proven ability to win and a culture of winning. So that's where I give them a little bit more of the stick, if you will, rather than just saying shake them out.
Yep. Winner drops to 4, Sioux Valley 5. I like this poll. It's just
what do we feel about Sioux Valley? I don't know.
They lost to who'd they lose to week 1? I don't remember. They're always talented. They've still got they don't still have Donovan Rose, do they?
I don't know.
I don't remember. We'll have to look into that for next week. 9 AA. We're gonna see some shakeup here. Elkton Lake Benton 1, Hamlin 2, Freeman Marion, Freeman Academy 3. The 1 and 3 play each other this week in Freeman.
Who's it? Oh, yeah.
Hill City 4 again.
I think
played nobody. Viborg Hurley 5.
You said Elkton plays.
Elkton plays FMFA in Freeman.
I think Elkton wins handily.
I can see it.
Unless the Freeman, conglomerate can, make big plays, Elkton's the most consistent team in the class.
Can we call them the Freeman metro area?
Freeman metro? I mean, probably.
The Freeman metropolitan area. Freeman Marion, Freeman Academy. I think so.
Sure.
Yeah, I could stick.
Sure.
9A, Wall receives all but 1 first place vote. Who is that doofus voting Warner number 1? Alcester, Hudson, Platte Geddes, Howard rounds it out. Platte Geddes, an interesting team. Really haven't played anybody so far this year, so I was hesitant putting them up there. They host Gregory, who is 2-0 and 9 AA with 2 solid wins.
Yes.
I've got that. I have that in our list of games to watch in there as well.
I think 9A's top heavy this year. I'll just say that. Top heavy.
Yeah, there's for sure a drop. And then 9B, Sully Buttes 1, Avon 2, St. Mary's, Harriet Selby, Faulkton area. Faulkton gets upset and then they don't play and they stick at 5. Yeah, I had no real big notes
No.
on that. It's just so early in the season, but there's a lot of big games this weekend. I'll run through these quickly. It's obviously the President's Bowl. All the Sioux Falls schools playing at Howard Wood this weekend. Those will all be big. In 11A, Del Rapids will travel to Madison in a 3-4 matchup. This game is not going to be as close as many people think. I think Del Rapids takes this one by 20+. But I've been wrong before.
I have Madison just as my random upset, my pick of the week.
I don't blame you. Like we said, 9AA, Elkton Lake Benton, Freeman Marion, Freeman Academy. Also, 9B, Falcon area and Harriet Selby area in the 5-4. They play in 9B.
You want my my hot take? Not even hot take. Probably just is true. I think 9B is deeper than 9A this year.
That's crazy to think, but I agree.
That's crazy, man.
That's a crazy statement to utter over these very airwaves,
isn't it?
But I agree.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I agree.
Like I understand the top teams in 9A are probably better than the top teams in 9B.
Yep,
I
agree.
As far as depth goes, 9B for sure. And I haven't been able to say that probably for 4 or 5 years. No, 3 years.
Yep. I don't really have any other notes on that.
I don't think so either. We got about 10 minutes to cover some stuff. Let's you want to do preseason NFL honors and then go to the next segment and then go to the final segment?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
All right, let's do that.
Up here. So we're going to run through the preseason NFL awards and who our preseason picks are. I also have odds included with mine.
I don't have any odds. I should have gotten odds up.
But there's a couple of them that
I guess if you go
slow enough. You want me just to go first here?
Yeah, you go first.
You want to just go alternate or keep on?
Let's alternate here so I can get my picks up quick.
Okay.
You can go.
So my MVP this year, again, there's really no rhyme or reason to most of these picks. I just kind of went by gut. You're going to see it here on your Google Doc right now. Jaden Daniels. At plus 1,000. I like him as my MVP pick. Again, the Commanders would have to have a sensational year, but he's going to have to be the guy to lead them. So I think if the Commanders get on a roll this year, he wins it.
My MVP, I actually made a bet on him yesterday, a legal bet down in Iowa.
That is correct.
Joe Burrow, the MVP, actually gave the slip to my girlfriend Morgan. So
there you go.
Give it as a little bit of a gift for her so she has something to pull for. But Joe Burrow is my MVP, Cole.
I believe second favorite or something like that. Or no, like third favorite or something like that. About 700 on the odds.
I think so, yeah.
We move to offensive. Hang on, I got to get my
player or rookie. What do you want to do?
I got offensive player here. I went player, rookie.
I did that.
Comeback coach. Offensive player of the year. I've got Jahmyr Gibbs.
I like that. I was gonna go with that.
He is due for a big year, mainly because I call him second in command, David Montgomery, is just not going to have the same output that he has in a while because he's getting old. So he's going to get probably 80-ish, 85% of the snaps, maybe. I also have David Montgomery starting on my fantasy team in our league. So
he's on the trade block.
He's been on the trade block since we started. But yeah, I think Jahmyr Gibbs, offensive player of the year.
I was going to go Gibbs, Cole, but then I pivoted to the tandem, Jamar Chase.
Yep.
I think the Bengals are touted for a big year this year. And ESPN reported today, if I didn't remove the notification, ESPN noted today that Joe Burrow and the Bengals have acknowledged the narrative surrounding the Bengals has shifted since getting Trey Hendrickson back with the team. They actually got Dalton Reisner, which I am a big fan of him. They got him as a guard. It was kind of interesting that no one takes Reisner until after minicamp, their training camp is over.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
That's like a whole. We could talk for that for a whole segment.
Yeah, we definitely could.
Anyways, yeah. So Jamar Chase is my pick for the tandem.
All right, defensive player of the year. I'm not going Micah Parsons. He's going to be good. He's the overwhelming favorite, if I remember right. I got Jared Verse.
I like it. At plus 1,500.
Yeah.
I took this without even looking at the odds because I was just so confident in it. I'm taking TJ Watt. He's a plus 950 here. So yeah, I got TJ Watt as my DPOI.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
You're gonna like my pick. You go though.
I've had this guy. I actually have a ticket on him. I've had him for a while. Our good buddy Dan talked me into it. Omarion Hampton. His odds have gone down. I got him at 1,200. He's now plus 650 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Really?
Yes. So I got really good odds. I'm sticking with him.
That's sweet. I'm going with a guy a long way down the list. I'm thinking Jackson Dart.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, Genty, Tyler Warren. I thought about both of those two. I'm not super high on Tyler Warren. I'm actually wheeling and dealing with Daniel right now on a trade that may involve him.
He won't answer my trade request.
I sent out a bunch of trade requests today, and Ben denied me, and Morgan just asked me why I wanted this player. You can just ask me, and she DM'd me. She's like, why do you want this player? And I'm like, because I think he will benefit my team. I don't know.
Yeah, because he's got, Kyron Williams, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a deal for him.
I need him.
And I was like doing stuff on the trade calculator, like just looking like an online trade calculator.
Like a nerd.
And I was actually like, I thought it was even.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. No one's responded to me. I sent Ben a trade that was a little off kilter, but I thought, maybe he would accept it. And he said no. So
yeah.
Anyways, Jackson Dart, my Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. I just went chalk favorite. He's a massive favorite, Abdul Carter.
That's exactly what I did. I think this guy's going to be so good.
He's going to be an animal.
Just, has to be, right?
Yeah, you'd sure hope
but
so.
But this Giants team reminds me of C.J. Stroud's rookie year when Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud both had, offensive and defensive Rookie of the Years. Remember that? Yeah. I think that's what this Giants team is going to do. They're going to go Dart, Abdul, and everyone's going to be wishing they followed me like Lee Corso last weekend.
Interesting. Comeback Player of the Year, again, favorite, Aiden Hutchinson.
I disagree.
I knew that was coming.
JJ McCarthy.
Yep.
Free money.
I don't know. Maybe. Coach of the Year.
I really am interested to see what you want to get here.
I went with an old head, been in the league for many years, is coaching the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh my gosh, no
Pete
way.
Carroll.
No way. Same. No way.
Oh man.
That's crazy. I didn't think you were gonna go there.
Yep. That is exactly where I went.
Here's the deal. If he can get Genty going,
which he's good at. He's good at getting running backs going.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. I think I looked at some of the top guys and it was like their new head coaches, but like Mike Vrabel's the favorite. No, really? Like the Patriots, I don't foresee a world in which the Patriots are good enough to get Coach of the Year.
Well,
to get Mike Vrabel Coach of the Year.
Well, then you look at the bottom of the list. Andy Reid, the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that was in the Super Bowl last year, has the lowest odds. Why is that? Why?
Well, it's hard to be like Kevin O'Connell's way down there too.
I see that.
But like it's hard to I kind of see why they
won it last year.
I kind of see why they're doing that though, because
it's like based off how bad your team was, and
pretty much pretty much if you went 2-15 and then 15-2, you're gonna get Coach of the Year because you turned it around.
Right, but how much did the Vikings turn around last year compared to like I don't know who's a big team like turned around last year in the NFL?
Yeah, I've got Kevin Stefanski right now at plus 13,000.
What?
Yeah. How old's the list you're looking at?
I'm getting current from DraftKings plus 6,000.
I'm getting current from not DraftKings plus 13,000.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
All right, it's 6:58 here. I don't really know how much I want to say about our next segment, other than I took them this week. You know how last year, like when I took this team, they happened to win, and when you
didn't, they didn't.
Yes. So I'm going to see if I can ride the heater. NFL starts this week. A lot of big games. Really excited tomorrow night. Tune in. Cowboys, Eagles Friday night. Chiefs, Chargers. However, our Minnesota Vikings play on Monday night. We are 5 days away from the Vikings starting their season. JJ McCarthy at the helm.
Good thing I don't have class the next day.
Quickly, Cole, how do you feel going into Monday night?
It's going to be interesting because this team has a lot of promise. I get that, and I know that. I'm feeling that. It's just going to be – it's the first time we've seen J.J. McCarthy in an actual game. He's going to have kind of a different defensive line, going to have some different wideouts, not having Addison. But you got Thielen.
Which is big.
Which, I mean, they worked with him in the summer, so I don't know what that's going to mean for week one. You're obviously going to have Justin Jefferson. Defensively, I think we're going to be solid. I think defensively we can stop whatever the Bears throw at us. I'm not really worried about that. It's just the question mark on the offensive side. But, hey, a 10-7 win is still a win. Just like Nebraska, a 20-17 win when you almost choked it, still a win. We're favored, I believe, we're underdogs slightly, aren't we? 1.5-point underdogs?
Probably.
I don't remember exactly. I should know that off the top of my head, but I'm excited, obviously, because it's Vikings football. It's hard not to be excited. I am, dare I say, cautiously optimistic about how this is going to go.
I think every Vikings fan always is.
Well, right, because you're ready. You're hoping for a Super Bowl, and you're prepared for 0-17. I think that's what it's going to come down to. So I am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good season. It's going to be up and down. It's going the season as a whole. Before I turn it back to you, is going to be interesting because you got the 3 games, 2 overseas, and a bye. We could be 1-4. We could be 5-0. I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting first 5 games. I think we go 2-0 overseas. I don't think that changes anything. I think we could play those games in Antarctica and we'd still be 2-0 in those overseas games. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I'm ready.
Vikings are favored -1.5 and minus 122 in the money line. That is on DraftKings. Cautiously optimistic probably sums up my feelings about the Vikings. After listening to lots of Vikings talk over the summer, as well as just really being a big fan and following the team, going to a summer practice, going to the joints. I'm into this team. I really am. I have high expectations for this team in multiple facets. But I think that the main difference between this year's team and last is going to be the trenches. Watch the trenches Monday night. If we win or lose on Monday night, it is because of what happened in the trenches. And my last point is the Bears are starting a bomb at left tackle. So
fair.
It's going to be fun.
That is fair.
All right, Cole. Chalking it up to a win for the Vikes Monday night.
I think so too. I'm excited.
Let's do it. All right. Picks of the week.
All right, you ready for this? All right, picks of the week. Oh, quickly.
Closing time, Cole.
I actually have a graphic. Yeah, the viewers won't be able to hear this, but I have a graphic designed for this. You see this? Those are your 2024 standings right there.
Oh.
I also had the volleyball schedule up, and it didn't. I forgot to put it up there. So there's your standings. I went 38-20. Trey went 35-29. Those are final from last year.
Final.
We're starting back at 0-0 very quickly. High school football, I got Lincoln over O'Gorman 1-4 on Saturday, and I got Del Rapids over Madison 11A.
I'm taking Miller over Mobridge. Miller is a sleeper team in 11B, Cole. You heard me.
Interesting.
Miller over Mobridge. And then I have Madison over Del Rapids. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, I think I know why, actually. College football in the Cyhawk game, Iowa State is going to kill Iowa. Iowa is terrible. And give me Montana State plus however many points is going to be against SDSU. I don't think SDSU looked that good last week. Montana State, they played Oregon. Oregon's a really good team. All right.
Might have helped them.
Might have, yeah, also. So the unofficial line right now is +9. I'll take whatever it is.
I took Iowa State over Iowa as well. I think they're a really darn good team. I think Gronowski is going to be a little flustered in that one. And my big pick of the week, this is a lock. If this doesn't happen, I will be shook. I got the University of South Florida +17.5 over Florida. USF's legit this year. I don't know if they're going to win the game, but +17.5 is diabolically terrible. USF +17.5.
All right. We go to the NFL Friday night game. Give me the Chargers +3 over the Chiefs. And give me the Packers and the 2.5 against the Lions.
For sure.
I think Packers, I hate to say this because we're in their division. sleeper team this year, the Packers.
Sleeper team. Interested to see what they do at defensive back this year as well, Cole. My 2 picks, I got the Buccaneers over the Falcons. -1.5 is the Buccaneers, and the Vikings -1.5 over Chicago. Monday night, tune in. That'll be our main talking point, as well as some USD sports 1 week from tonight. Cole, I like the first episode. I can't believe we got out of here in an hour.
I cannot believe we managed to make this work. Again, we'll be back next week, 6 to 7 p.m., right here on the radio waves, right here on YouTube as well. We hope to see you all there. He's Charlie Prien. I've been Cole Larsch. Let's go to Bunions.
Let's do it.